Hey guys, I want to introduce you to a brand new series that is going to be regularly appearing on our YouTube channel. It's a King's Indian speedrun. So with the white pieces, I'll be playing the King's Indian attack. And with the black pieces, I'll be trying my best to play the King's Indian defense. Of course, there's going to be a few reasons why I can't play the exact same way every time. But in general, I'm going to be trying to play G3, G6, fianchettoing my bishops. And well, you'll see in the series exactly the setups I'm trying to go for, and we'll be leveling up this account and hopefully teaching you guys a thing or two, as well as some ideas that you can use in your own games. Enjoy. All right, let's get our first game in here. Go us. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we remember from yesterday. Because the beginning moves should be pretty clear by now. Motorboater 4, by the way, thanks for 23 months. It's coming up to 2 years. Like I said, 2 Glock Shakura, thanks for the 1 year. And Dockers88, 13 months. Okay. You guys know the drill. That H3 move. And that Knight D2 move. Yeah, if they play D5, generally been going Knight D2. Ooh, and this move we love to see. That is possibly the, just the greatest move we could see. Seeing D4, and always good habits. Before you guys ever go for an F4 push, I've had H3 played in pretty much all my games, and there's a reason for that. Right, you don't want Knight G4, it's E3 to happen. Okay, so we'll probably stick with our usual plans of like King H2, Knight H4, maybe Queen E1, and of course F4. But yeah, black closing the position and then just giving away the bishop for no reason is not looking like a very good plan for him. King H2, these are mostly moves that, we've kind of seen before. Knight H4. And G5, so it's not the first time we run into G5 from our opponents. It's usually a very good sign. But now that I see G5, I'm definitely going to go here, and I would like to get rid of his light squared bishop. Obviously I have the bishop pair, but also the light squares in general. Super weak around his king here. I think I'll go bishop e4, kind of a nice square. And f4 looks like a way to just kind of crank open the position right here. Queen h5, f4. Kind of want to play all the moves at once, but we'll start with f4. f4 is the move that we've always been planning anyway. And this is why we put our king on h2. When the g file opens, I want to have my king here. So I can actually use the G file. Nice and safe. Hey, curious chimpanzee. All right. Yeah, there might have been other moves like, Queen H5 and Queen G4 to play before doing that, but I guess the way that I'm doing it is pretty blunt. Let's bring the rook to G1. I'm trying to basically showcase that, hey, as long as you play F4, open up the position for the bishops, that's the right idea. You'll be doing well there. And here, there's lots of good moves. I think this is the absolute simplest, just because it's connected with a winning sequence, essentially. Because the king doesn't have anywhere to go, I'm gonna end up winning queen here. And then we can give a nice little checkmate here. Not too bad. But pretty much the game went downhill for my opponent right from this move d4. As soon as you see his move d4, oh man, you're just swimming. Because you know the center is fully closed and you can commit entirely to your f4 plan. There you go, KO to start off. Alright, let's jump to our first game with the black pieces. Keep it rolling here. So, I think I am going to stick more with this for now. I am shot on. That's why I do have exclamation mark SR in the title. Because I can definitely take tunes while we got the speedrun going on. What's up, Chadon? Friday night tunage. Let's go d6. But yeah, the plan is knight to f7. I mean, I gotta be honest, I don't know what this is connected with, but it looks pretty high energy. I gotta say, it looks pretty high energy. So, guys, all I did was play g6, fianchetto my bishop, and I got a free piece. What am I supposed to do? This has nothing to do with me being a GM. Nothing. Why aren't you guys winning all your games like that? I mean, it's so easy. It's so easy. Knight there, castle. I didn't do anything this game. I'm just here trying to make an instructive speed run. Oh, I literally just tried to castle. You know why I did try to castle? Because I wanted this pawn to be undefended, because I know he's about to go there. But I can't even castle. Let's play rook f8. He's definitely got to do it, right? He's gonna get a little thirsty. Oh, we got a big chief in the building. Wow. Unbelievable. He's got a square for his bishop now. Jeez Louise. That's a thinker right there. And now my damn rook's over here, so it's not panning out the way I want. Hot damn. Queen c1, very high level move. However, he's gonna follow it with a regular move like knight d2 and still lose the bishop anyway, so. While I congratulate this chap, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna stop. There's no chance I predict a single one of this dude's moves. Nah. If I'm congratulating queen c1 and he immediately follows up with bishop takes g5, nah. Let's actually get our king castle slowly but surely. I take it all back. J. Boo Rice. I take it all back, man. Alright, we got our king castled, but we're pretty naked over here. I don't have a single pawn. Somehow he's managed to give away both his bishops for all my damn pawns. Remember, each one of these pawns is a potential queen. So he could be sitting on a gold mine there, right? He could be sitting on, 27 points in value. He's the real thinker here. Probably, no matter where the queen moves, I'll end up going to that square next myself. That's the point of this, is that more or less we'll be forcing an exchange. He's in tough here. Looks like I'm not playing the King's Indian. Hey, I got my bishop fianchettoed. I'm only just missing my entire King's Indian pawn shield. But this is not my fault. This is not my fault. What can I do if my opponents are hanging bishops, man? I can't I can't do anything about that. I really can't. Hey, Ben! Thanks so much for the raid. 200 people here. Appreciate it, Ben. We're doing a speed run here. Now, look, I know it doesn't look like it, but I swear to God I'm doing a speed run using the King's Indian. Attack from white and defense from black. Although my opponent has currently played in such a way that I'm kind of a little bit naked here, missing a few of my pawns that used to be intact. But thank you, Ben. Welcome, everyone. Got a shout out there. Eric's in the chat as well. If you haven't checked out Ben's channel, GM Benjamin Feingold on Twitch. Welcome, guys and girls, lads and ladies. Happy Friday. Figured we'd do this. I started the account at 800, so we've only done one day of it yesterday, so you didn't miss that much. Yeah, it's basically the Pirts against e4, and there's a lot of e4, obviously, at the lower level ratings. So there will be a bunch of that. But against d4, we get to play the King's Indian. Essentially, we're getting everyone really familiar with the king side, fianchetto setups, and sort of basic ideas and principles in those setups. We've only played one game today as well, so we're just getting started. Will there be YouTube videos? Maybe. Maybe. If it goes well. I mean, I'll do this regardless for you guys here, but you know, the goal for me is always to have a good time, but also to definitely get some important points across. So if it's like building habits where I feel like it is funny, entertaining, but also educational, then definitely put it on YouTube. Thank you again, Ben, for the raid. West8118, thanks for the 100 bits. Housecat, thanks for the 22 months. Hilarious Banagram, thanks for the prime sub. Ruin, 15 months. Thank you. We also got Shot on here. Let me get that from you. So Chodon, we had a rough night recently with the songs. So I'm definitely playing this, but just so you know, our song price has increased as a result of, I mean, I don't even want to speak about the evening again. But some people were here and it was brutal. Yeah, exactly. He just let the time run, man. He just wasn't having it. He just wasn't having it. I don't think he was a good sport. You know, chess.com after the game, is like, is he a good sport or not? I feel like he wasn't. I gotta be honest. I'm gonna give him a thumbs down. 3 black pieces in a row. But I guess I can't complain because he's playing d4 at least. Man, I'm telling you, this isn't my fault. Like, I've played the King's Indian against so many dudes, and how many people have just blundered their e4 pawn? Like, so many. They just throw it out there, just toss it out there. The first move that I make in the chess game prevents that, and it happens anyway. So we're never getting a pure King's Indian. We haven't got a pure King's Indian yet, I feel. Because we've always started out with an advantage, like up a pawn or something. How do you pronounce Pirts? Pirts. Not Pierce and not Pirks. I would say Pirts. Okay, e5 still looks playable here. Playable. Not sure about good. I think I might want to play this move as well. E5 is definitely high T, but I'll keep it more reserved for the moment. Like, for example, after this move, then I know for a fact that E5 is good. Right, because then as soon as they play this, the same thing as B3 last game, I'm looking at ways to open up this bishop. No question about it. I can show you a knight a6 line, yeah. There's lots of ways to play the King's Indian. The thing is, the King's Indians that we're getting are just not, they're not very good examples because I'm up a piece or I'm up a pawn, something. So they're not like fantastic examples, I'd say. Well, House Cat, again, not a very good position to answer that question because they blundered a pawn, so there's literally a rook staring down my face. So I would never put my queen there. It wouldn't make sense. I would play this move and I would just be in a pin to start off the game. So it's just kind of unfortunate because if he didn't blunder his pawn and there was a pawn on e4, then yeah, I might have played queen e8. So unfortunately, we're product of our own success right now. But I don't think I'm doing anything to necessarily deserve this this treatment. I've just been playing regular old chess. I'm thinking about playing this move, knight c5. We'll see how he handles it, but this could work out. At the very least, it might simplify. If he takes here, then I think I'll take and go knight b3. My bishop on g7 is probably going to end up being quite strong. This is the move I guess you could say I was hoping he wasn't going to play it. Is that a banana or a surfboard? I think it's a surfboard, buddy. I think that's a surfboard. I think we're gonna have to play the move f6. But again, one thing I think that we can sort of learn and continue to ingrain as a pattern is take a look at this bishop. I'm not really concerned at all about this. I'm not like dying to get it developed. No, it's fine on c8. And a lot of times in these openings, you operate without that piece fully developed for often a very long time. a4, okay, doesn't want a4 happening, but he's weakening more squares here. Generally okay with. But the important thing with this bishop here is that, did he mouse slip? Is that you have your pawn here. Because if I don't have a pawn here, then yeah, the knight comes in and I just get destroyed. But let's play this f6 move. But there's really nothing to be afraid of in positions like this, as long as you put your pieces, it was a mouse slip, generally on the right squares. So like knight on d7, knight d6, all these pieces are kind of exactly where they want to be. This pawn controls that, these pawns control those squares, my queen is watching these, bishop's watching those, and the rooks are what, you know what I mean? So there's not many entry squares in the position, so I'd be interested in some of the issues that you might be having, because one of the main things about the King's Indian is often the d file belongs to white, but black doesn't care about it because he's taking away some of the entry squares in the position and on the d file. And remember, an open file is only as good as you know, the extent to which you can use it. And the d file is not very useful at the moment, I would say. Right? Even if the queen goes here right now, what's she doing? Literally nothing. In fact, queen is trapped after queen d6. So it just goes to show it's the only open file in the position, but I don't really care about it. So we're gonna take and then move this knight. Right, this pawn's super important in the King's Indian. Usually a5 as well. And I'm probably gonna bring this guy here. Now we can get this bishop developed and maybe think about bringing a rook to the middle. Okay, the knight is being attacked here. I'm definitely thinking about bishop f8. I think that's the one we're going to do. Because if the pawns are here like this pawn taking away the squares the knight wants to go, this pawn stopping it from going to d4. This bishop isn't great on that diagonal, at least at the moment, so happy to move it. I'll take. There's some combo of nice developing moves we can play. So, for example, I'll tickle this this rook here. Rook d4 an idea, bishop f5 an idea. I think just keep it simple. We're up one pawn, remember, since very early on in the game. Now, if the rook gets here, it may very well be a checkmate. So I feel like I'm ready to collect that. Very very fortunate though that after this move there's no checkmate because takes the queen covers it. So instead, I think we need to play this move just to bait the whole interaction. Because remember, his escape square is taken by his own piece. Wow, it's a very strong move by the guy. Let's play h5 and then leave it there for just a little bit longer. Uh-oh. That's not it. Maybe he's gonna take it now, thinking that he's not getting mated, but he's still getting mated. It's the queen's covering that square. Oh, well, when you see this move, just tactically, when I see those pieces line up like that, there's only one thing I'm thinking in this position, and it's this. Like, as soon as I see f3, I'm like, okay, the guy's gonna blunder bishop c5, it's known, like, of course it's gonna happen. And I didn't really set up my move in a way that was like winning for sure or something, but I just knew he was gonna blunder it. f3 is a very, very committal move. Not in a good way. It's the type of move you see and you just know bad things are gonna happen on that diagonal. GG. Yeah, f3 was rough there. You paid for it. So I know that this game I was actually up a pawn, but I actually feel like in this game we really got to see, because he didn't really do anything to threaten my position, so you actually got to see how I would place the pieces on a good day and how I did some of those maneuvers. And I think a lot of them just apply in general to this opening. So let's say like take the position here, like, you know, it's good to know that very often the knight makes its way to e6. e6 is a great square in the King's Indian, putting pressure like on those two squares, especially d4. Obviously, imagine white has a pawn here. I would still do the exact same moves. Knight c5, knight e6, this knight to d7, lets the bishop go. a5 with a knight on c5, always a great move to stop b4. And then having your pawn on c6 is just so key in the opening. So again, it's not fully representative because he kind of blundered his e-pawn, but this game actually had a lot of maneuvers, and just the way I was sort of moving the pieces, I think, is a way that they would get moved in a lot of King's Indian positions. And especially pay attention that I was in no rush to get this guy developed. It was like, I don't know, move 20, maybe 30 or something before I even moved it. Get our white pieces. Yeah, time for our d3, our sus-looking move. Okay, let's get in here. So he's playing the King's Indian as well. Maybe he's doing a King's Indian speedrun, and he's pissed off that I'm not playing d4. He's like, God damn it. Not another one of these 1,000 nerds who doesn't play d4. Now it's a Pierce. Reno 300 says, can we just fucking play, for fuck's sake? Sorry, Reno. Apologies, bro. You gotta keep the games flowing, or Reno 300 is not gonna be happy with us. So he's doing my plan. How come he's... What's going on here? What if I go here? What are you gonna do now, bro? Are you gonna play this? Because you gotta be careful. There's a reason why I told you guys about this move, Queen E1. No. Spice Weasel. Are you gonna do it? Okay, number 1 mistake. He's giving me a piece. Because this guy's hanging. Or I have G4. Number 2 mistake, it's a light square bishop. Number 3 mistake, he's giving me a rook in the corner as well. I mean, there's so many things to choose from here. What what do I do? I'm spoiled for choice. I only have 1 piece developed. But I can win like 3 different pieces here. I'm spoiled, you know? That's what I'm saying, Bob K. Exactly. So I think, you know, even if I play this, I might not even take the rook in the corner. The bishop is so valuable. It's just too valuable, you know? So I don't know what to start with. I'm gonna start with this. Because I'm hoping that I can take this rook in the corner and come back without having to damage my pawn structure. I know I won't be that lucky though. It just won't happen. G4 now has the great benefit, just great benefit of, you know, potentially hanging my pieces. So if I play this, knight f4, takes, queen g5, we're thinking, okay, this is great. Right? No issues here. But then after queen g5, queen g4, knight takes h3, and I'm actually going to lose my queen and lose the entire game. So it does work, but by virtue of queen g5, king h2. And if he goes for checkmate, he's going to blunder his queen. And I think there's a chance that if he plays that line, that he does blunder his queen. I think that there's just no chance he sees this. Okay, this is a serious move. Rook to g5. That's a serious move right there. Now, if I take and take, I'm going to be winning something here because there's 2 rooks and the queen defends both of them. So I'm definitely getting maximum value here. No doubt about that. Which one do we take? That's the question. I don't think I want to allow the knight to get in there, so I think I'm going to take this one. I'd rather have this than have his queen out here. Okay, and this one I think we're going to take. Also because we're up material as well. And I'll prevent him from doing the same thing to me while also preventing knight e5 to f3, which would hurt me dearly. Okay. So develop with tempo. And again, at this point, I don't really care even if he wins a pawn, like nothing matters because I know he's only got 2 pieces left and I'm crushing him on material. So all I want to do is trade, like at all costs, trade. It's true, Ruin. Chess is a little a little unfair like that sometimes. You just take material, and your guard goes down, your danger radar, you just get mated out of nowhere. We're up a lot of material right now. To the point where I could sack both my rooks, once for each piece, trade queens, and I would be winning. Completely winning. Okay. Okay. Well, I think this is the easiest way to try to trade those pieces. Queen b5. I like queen b5. It just doesn't force the queen trade. His queen might get in here, and who knows what happens there. So I like you guys thinking about queen b5. It's a great move. But for me, I don't want the queen getting in here near my king. So I'm just going to double rooks and look to go from there. But I like that you guys are thinking about queen b5. That is definitely a good looking move. Like, for example, instead of this move, queen b5 would have basically forced a queen trade because the knight would be hanging. Okay, the knight just seems to be dancing back and forth right now. Not sure exactly what's going on. Let's penetrate the position. Rook e7 and sack the bishop to prove a point. Not a bad idea. As I said, if I sack both rooks for the remaining pieces, I'll be good. Totally winning. I wonder if he's going to keep moving the knight back and forth. Okay, that's a pretty good move. Bishop there. Well, I could leave my rook there to prove a point. That's for sure. You just come at me, bro. You know? Come take me, bro. But then we need something to do in the meantime, you know? This move I still don't like. Queen f3, if I'm being honest. So let's say we prove a point. d5. I've been trying to personally keep this diagonal open to the king for a potential check in the future, which I think will pay off. Because if he doesn't accept this queen trade, I can come back here and give a check and basically get my queen f7, for example, which might be winning. So I've been banking on that, which is why I haven't played d5 myself, honestly. Okay, let's offer that queen trade. Now that the queen can't get into my position, I'm gonna offer the queen trade. And if he doesn't want it, well, he's gonna get mated in too. I just don't think he's the type of guy to play queen d8, you know? He's just not that type of broski. Yeah. He's a knight e8 kind of guy, I figured. Too proud, you know? Too proud to give up the lady. GG. Again, this was sort of like a tactical disaster or piece hanging disaster, but what you'll notice is that his knight h5 and my knight h4 were basically the same thing. I mean, that's an idea that we have symmetrical positions. So the things that I've been explaining from my perspective and that are true in my position are also obviously true for his position. So how come his didn't work very well? Well, what did I say? I said, when the knight's on h5 and my knight's on h4, you can't just play f4 willy-nilly because you want to take back with the pawn always, but your knight's going to be hanging. So what I did in reaction to this was I played knight h4 so that if he plays this, as I know he wants to, it's his main plan, then I'm going to be right here waiting on the doorstep to take on h5 because his pawn's going to have to take back, or worse, as you saw what happened in the game. So I played this, and what would I do about f4? Because I also can't do it. I would play that move that I was telling you guys about overall, queen e1. This is the hero move. It defends the knight x-ray so that we can play the move f4. So let's say black goes like this. Well, here I might consider c3, but just for the purposes of showing you f4. Now I can do it because my knight's protected. So yes, a good move for black after this move might be queen e8 at 100%, right? to X-ray guard that knight. But, I mean, he's 1,000. He's not going to know this. He ain't watching the speedrun. He doesn't know about that. That's advanced stuff. What if G5 from black on the previous turn? Well, number 1, it hangs the knight. Number 2, it's an awful move. I don't know. That should probably be enough. Hello, Left Bridge Chess. Okay, sounds great, buddy. I definitely will. Probably in like, I don't know, an hour and a bit or something. Let's go here. Yeah, there might be, guys, it's bishop takes f7. Is this the tech? People just come at you with bishop takes f7? I think this is the tech. They have no respect for your position. They just play bishop takes f7. Okay, so I've been playing most of my King's Indians like with e5. There are a lot of other ways to play it, but I've been playing most of them with e5 and knight here, which is very similar to how I play with the white pieces. So just try to keep it consistent. Guys, we should know how to handle this. First of all, completely free pawn. I must take it. Here on the previous turn, it was like a little bit sketchy, but now I must take it now. I must. Oh. What I was going to say about d5 is we should know how to handle it because it's just a free roll on the king side. There's nothing happening in the middle. Nothing's going to happen over here. We're just crushing. But I have to take the pawn. I mean, it's a center pawn. It's completely free. But let's say that pawn wasn't hanging. Serious question in this position. Let's imagine that white's bishop's on d3 for the sake of the question. How would black proceed? Give me like 5 moves that you know for sure are probably going to be good ones. Based on what we've been, you know, some of the setups we've been going for. Assume that this pawn isn't hanging, of course. Knight c5. Knight c5 is okay. It hits the pawn, but it'll just get defended, and then b4 is going to kick your knight out. So I'm not too impressed by knight c5, honestly. I wouldn't worry about knight c5 too much. But h6, I would be expecting to hear h6 from you guys. I'd be probably expecting to hear knight h5, right? Depending on the position, I'd expect to hear queen e8. I'd expect to see king h7, and then f5, something like that. Right? That's what we want. h6, king h7, knight h5, f5. That's how we've been going about things. Knight c5 is, I mean, it's an okay move, nothing special. And that's definitely right up, Sonics. I wouldn't really want to play c6 here if I don't have to. Yeah, obviously we are making a threat here, e4. So he's got to move his bishop again for the knight. Okay, he decides to move the knight. Now we could continue just like launching things forward, but I'm gonna go e4 and play a little bit more with the pieces here, get our knight on a great square on e5. And here we go. Well, that's an easy move for me to make. Easy move for me to make. Underfunded Trader, thanks for the 8 months, by the way. Striker TB with Prime. That's a new Prime as well. Appreciated. Striker. Okay, f3. So just as soon as you see f3, I hope that everyone's eyes light up to this diagonal. At least consider tactics that may be present on that diagonal. In this case, doesn't look like there are any, but I just hope that that's something that you think about as soon as you see this, because it's the #1 thing I look for. I just immediately check the diagonal. In one of the previous games, I think as soon as he played this, I was like, oh, queen and king are lined up. Let me try to make a threat for bishop c5. And it worked. I'll take this. Yeah, queen c1 is kind of the new meta, eh? You know, knight c4 looks like it might even lay my hands on that bishop, but I'll keep it simple right now. I'm up a pawn. Keep it simple and just develop. Trade. Wow, that's a serious move. If I go here, is he going to see that? Surely the answer is no. But the problem is this move's not really a great move. We can't play hope chess. We have to play real chess. Real, solid, good chess. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. He plays it, he's a god. There's no way he plays this with rook takes h5. There's no way, he's literally a god. Who is this man? Get this 1000 out of here, dude. This guy's on the juice. g4. He's a god. This is an unreal move. This is gonna knock us out, guys. This is gonna knock us out of contention. No, g4 is... I don't think I can deal with the move g4 properly. To be quite honest with you. Like, this move is... Safe to say it's above my pay grade. g4 can't be taken either way. Probably need to... I don't know, gambit some pawn here. I'm trying to think. We need to come up with our decision quickly. h4. H4 bishop g5. I'm not happy to see that. But you know what I can do? I can play this. I can bait him in to the very expected rook takes, bishop here, bishop check, king there, and oh my god, he's gonna start fiending. He's gonna get excited. Oh my god, I have a bishop move. I can move it anywhere and he's in check. But his rook's gonna be attacked and he's gonna get tilted. He's gonna get all hopped up on the discovered check. He's gonna get real excited. But he's not gonna have a single place to put his bishop or his rook to make it work. And it's probably gonna tilt him. Yep, here it is. Do your worst, pal. Do your worst. Oh my god, he can't stand it. The audacity. It's like, oh my god, what? Oh, fuck, I could just fucking... Fuck. Ah! He's so mad. Sorry, dude. Guys, can we take a break from watching this game? Any plebs? There's 8 seconds to vote on your favorite Slim Jim flavor, and I will be getting 5 bits if you submit an answer. So yeah, just, can we get the Slim Jim votes in? I mean, how upset was this guy? He literally uncorked one of the greatest moves of all time, g4, and proceeded to lose by force. I mean, so that's gotta be very tilting. I don't know anything about Slim Jim's, Bob K. It's not something I have, but these random Twitch votes are funny, and they're always talking about Slim Jims. Yo, Seth Magic. Got you again. Happy Friday, bro. Appreciate the 5 gifted. Okay. How are we gonna do this? I think this one is pretty reasonable. It's gonna go here. I almost want to play just this. I think this might even be the simplest. Just to make sure I take this. Like, once I take this bishop, then it's gonna be mate for sure. But it's all, I mean, everything wins, so it's not really a discussion of... not really a discussion of, like, which thing wins. Like, there's only one answer. It's just, which one are you gonna choose? Gotta mate with the rook and not the queen, of course. GG. Far classier with the rook. Yeah, you guys know. You guys know. So, honestly, I just felt kind of bad for the guy, you know? Look at this move. Uncorks G4. What an unreal move. I can't take it, it's pinned. I take this way, he takes here. And then he takes here, and he's hard chilling. I don't have any threats. It's like, man, very impressive. But we outsmarted him. We outsmarted him here. F4. What's this move all about? Well, now instead of my pawn being there, it's here, and I can take this pawn with my bishop. And I know he was not happy to see this position. Dead loss, completely losing, insta loss. There's no place for the rook to go at all on the board. And there's no way to defend the rook without also losing a bishop as well. So if he gives me any kind of check, doesn't matter which check it is, I'll take the rook. And if he defends it, he still loses the bishop. So frustrating. Loses by force. All right, let's get another game in here. All right, Big Diego. Thanks, Seth, for the 100 bits as well. I'm snide for a full year with Prime. Diener89, 32 months with Prime. Thank you, Diener. Seth with those 5 subs and 100 bits as well. And 32 Gunnard Street, thanks for the 7 months. And using Prime and letting people know exactly where you live. Cheers, bro. You started at ELO 800. What do you expect? well, I don't expect anything crazy. I think I have reasonable expectations. I think I expect to win all these games. Yeah, definitely. Not surprising. Oh my god, Amma. You're a grandmaster playing its 1000. You're not that impressive, bro. So instead of blundering the pawn on e4, he blunders it on e5. That's the only difference I'm seeing. It's not much change there. It's still a free pawn. This is not acceptable. Let's tuck our bishop back in so we can get developed. And again, I'm playing King's Indian, I'm just up a pawn. Oh my god, bro, it's not, you don't even have, there's nothing there. There's nothing there, my bro. You guys are saying he's gonna blunder b2. Well, you're correct. After this move, he for sure is gonna blunder b2. But I need to do it in a nice way. He's so thirsty for this move, it's not even worth doing it, because what I should do is wait for him to play this, and then play knight g4 and win the game. So, just make a random move, right? May as well let him walk into his own destiny. So it's just a little easier that I'm a lazy player. Hey man, if you're already planning to blunder, just let me know. I'll put it in my Friday schedule. I think I can slot you in for 10 p.m. and we'll just get that out of the way. Well, this is great. It worked out nicely. Can't complain. Gonna need you to take en passant here, Chief. Oh, whoa, what a great move. But we can bait it, though. Damn it. No, he's starting to play well. Actually, he's playing better down a queen. Let's take. But f5 I wasn't really trolling with because f5 is a great move anyway. Very much a part of our plans. Still, we have this threat. He should castle. Okay, he does. I'm keeping it simple, though. Like, I'm just gonna trade pieces while I'm up a lot of material. Bob K, honestly, that sentiment, the way that you feel right now, is how a lot of people feel when I do these speed runs. You watch the games, you watch me playing them, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes total sense. And then you see the way the opponents play, and you're like, you know, some points below them, and yet you see the way they play, and you're like, oh my god, I can play better than this. And then you jump in the pool, and you fucking suck. And you hang just as many pieces as them. And yeah, then you come back to reality. That's how it works. You're not better than them, bro. You're literally watching yourself right now. That's correct, Valentinian. Back rank for this guy. He needs habits. Stop bullying you. You have families. There's only one family that matters right now, the chessbrah family. You're all here, you're all part of the chessbrah family, and in this family, we roast. GG to Buddy Diego as we hit 30 wins, the big 3-0. So honestly, stop blundering e-pawns, people. That's one piece of advice for my opponents. But in terms of this game, what's one thing we're seeing is we're seeing people, whenever you fianchetto, pay attention to how thirsty your opponents are to play bishop h6. In cases where they have their queen here, they're literally walking into death, right? In cases where the queen is on c1, okay, maybe I would get my king out there. In cases where they play queen d2, and you got your pawn on h6, we've been winning the bishop with knight g4 on e3. So there's usually something like the players, they just try to force that bishop down your throat on h6. And even if they do, it's not the end of the world. But what you've seen from me is like, I can usually, something good will come out of my opponent trying to play this move every time. It always ends up good for me. You can use the fact that you know what move they're desperate to play against them. Let's get a good game with white here. I think in general, the game, I don't know. The games with black, white just hangs a ton of material. But the games with white are usually, I get like the guy's bishop straight off the bat, but they're always longer games, I feel like. More of a fight. Oh, so he's quick with it. Just boom, straight off the bat. You're not wasting any time. Whoa, he's getting straight to business here. Didn't even have to play h3. Holy smokes. Canadian Rock fan said moolah, Moj. He's talking about money. So you're on call to pass some moolah my way? Appreciate that, brah. That's what friends are for, you know. Just passing along some moolah for the boys. Moj is a real one. All right, we're sticking to our plan, guys. We're sticking to our plan. We want to play f4. Oh. Well, honestly, this kind of helps because I can just take it and play. This just speeds up my plan. Let's go here. This is very nice. He's got double pawns. I'm pretty much going to ignore them. Like, I don't think there's anything over there that I need to be concerned about. Let's bring our queen out. Bishop here, rook there, and then probably some pawn storm thing. f6. Oof, f6. Kukulov, thanks for the 10 gifted subs. Go Kukulov. Thank you, buddy. Very kind of you. I am worried not about Toronto prices, only Toronto income. And those are going in the income category. So we're positive for today. I'm looking at this and I'm hoping that it can work. It doesn't look like it can. I mean, this move is really rough. When you don't have a late squared bishop, you shouldn't be playing with fire like that. Trying to think of the best way to do this, and I think we just stick this pawn here. Ugh, it's a really tough decision. Everything looks so good. Tough decision. Taking, by the way, is also like just a fantastic move. I think I'm gonna take, because okay, knight takes, but I don't mind even going back, or queen g6. I'll take. Yeah, e6 f5, I agree. I don't really like that, so I'm gonna take, keep things simple. I have 3 on 2. I know I'm much better here. Did you see that? Did you guys see that laughing face? I didn't know you could do that. My opponent would like to chat. Is that a thing? I'm gonna chat to them. I didn't know you could do this. This is cute. Oh, look at this. Maybe I should give him the Amon face. That was underwhelming as an emote. I don't recommend you guys use it. That's a pretty trash emote, honestly. You see, he's distracting me from taking his material. Now I'm busy chatting instead of playing. Honestly, 200 IQ. You can't see the chat? Doesn't it like show up right here or no? Check. We'll bring our rook in. I know you can't see the Amon face, but the other one, didn't it like show up down there? Next to the time. Here, right there. You can see his emote as well. Yeah, I didn't even know what that was. Charlie 1967, or sorry, 1979 car. Some serious moves by my opponents. People love doing this move against me. Wasn't there rook takes e7? Dudes, I mean, I'm dealing with someone who is distracting me. You see this? How am I supposed to focus when I didn't know you could chat and all of a sudden I'm just excited about this new feature? Horror. Yeah, the Amon face is super underwhelming. Honestly, completely garbage tier emote. It's animated. Isn't this very cute? I kind of like it. These are very cute. I'm a fan. Thumbs up, brah. That's the slowest thumbs up I've ever seen. Oh no. Charlie is not having a good time. Oh shit, that was kind of evil, eh? We had the same idea, Valentinian. Great minds. Well, if I take here, my opponent's simply going to get to enjoy another check. So, obviously, we should go here. Alpha. We gotta get the emote ready. They have a troll face, eh? What kind of troll face is that? What a lame troll face. Man, Vrem was really guessing those moves. Probably because I'm highlighting them on my stream. He's farming chess.com clout. Do I have to tell chess.com about this account? Yeah. On my account it says this. If you click into the profile. All rating points lost to this account will be refunded at the end of the speedrun. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Well, we won't get distracted this game. We're playing a Germans are serious, you know, they're here for business. Okay. So h6 has been played, so I already know I'm not winning no bishops. Knight here, h3, knight in. Yeah, we've seen all this stuff before, my bro. It's all part of the plan for me. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna take back. And to get out of that pin, we're gonna play Queen E1. Don't forget it. Queen E1, Knight H4, King H2, F4. Hopefully this is actually starting to sink in, you know? Queen E1 is useful as well, defends the pawn. Okay, Knight H4. Bring the knight, King H2, F4. Don't want to let that happen, of course. I'm hoping Pizza Racer. Let's get F4 as well. And honestly, both look okay, but I'm just gonna take the bishop here. It's one of the bishops and go F4. Open position will favor the bishops, and if I get to play F5, just a simple pawn storm is always, you know, the easiest plan in chess to execute, basically. Yeah, so let's go for this. It's just really easy to execute. We haven't had many games so far where we just do this. I think it's so simple, so easy. You know, bring the queens, support the pawns, just roll them down the board. Easy peasy. This game should be a dominating win. So this move, I don't know, maybe they go there. It's possible, but let's just keep it simple and play a move that is absolutely part of our repertoire, more or less. Joe2596, thanks for the 19 months with Prime. Pieman for a full year with Prime as well. And Seth Magic, thanks for the 500 bits. So again, you see this move, I mean, for the most part, I just want things on the queen side to be kind of like forgotten about. Like I just don't want to think about things over there. So I'm probably going to do a move like this that just, you know, isn't a great move, but I just don't want to think about anything over there. All that matters is clapping cheeks over here. I don't even know if I need this move anymore. H4. I could just try to go G5 here. But okay, keep it simple. Keep it simple. H4. One thing about this is I don't necessarily want to allow this. Let's, you know, make the bare minimum moves on this side of the board. I don't even want to think about it. It's all the actions over here. Okay, I think we just ignore that for the moment. Like, this move is really going to knock my opponent. Like, it's going to knock their socks off. G5. I just want to control the H5 square, but yeah, G5 is going to hurt next. I don't know how he deals with G5. We've been holding for a long time. It's finally time to release. G5. Ah, ain't it beautiful? Yeah, this is a this is a powerful move. Whoa! That's checkmate, so you kind of got to go here, but you're not avoiding mate, not anymore. You know, nothing matters over here. That's all irrelevant stuff. I think it's just about the checkmate now. Hello, Natasha. This looks a little difficult to defend. Got a spite check for the boys. Maybe one more check for the road. This one. Maybe this one. And a nice finish. We earned that checkmate. GG. So, hopefully you can see just how brain dead easy it is once you get a position like this. Like, once you play F5, nobody should be messing this up as white. It's so simple. Like, you just queen behind the pawns, close your eyes, push forward, and it just crushes. It just crushes. No, only 8 points. Robbed. Time for D3. Well, okay. So, pawn is loose, but no, D3. Still D3. And again, knight there. This is the threat, so we're gonna play H3. I talked about how when people do this, they're just hanging their pawn, so it isn't really good to do. But in general, it's still kind of a thing. So just play H3 to stop knight G4. Okay. He's like super thirsty. I'm basically playing this way because I still want to get the normal setup so that we can at least see how it turns out. But realistically, I would be taking this pawn. I don't know what he's doing. He's really thirsty here. I don't mind this, so I'm not going to prevent it. Hey, Andy. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Defile, 1618, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate that, buddy Defile. Cheers for the quick Cinco. Yeah, all the pieces are getting developed. Can't be mad. I'm just gonna make all the moves that we know and love. H3, King H2. I am probably going to play c3 move soon. It's just too tempting. He's kind of walking into it. Yeah, knight h4. This move again, I mean, he's walking into knight b3, which gets me the bishop. He's also been hanging this pawn for like 50,000 moves. So I don't know at what point I'm supposed to take the pawn, you know? I think we'll take it now. Oh, the thing is messed up? Thanks. Wow. I wonder why that is. You know, that happens from time to time to me on Excel. When you have like a column that, let's see, a column that conditionally decides, or a cell that conditionally decides what another cell does. Sometimes it randomly just like stops working. I think we'll take this though. We're threatening knight here. What were we at? 34? We were at 34. Was it 35? I think it was 34. The knight d3 here is gonna be nice. Forking the queen and bishop. Not the easiest move to see. I mean, it's very easy to play a move like that. Just walk into it. It's a backwards move. Instead, my opponent has hung his queen and his bishop. Not the finest move. That was a pro gamer move. Hey, look, I mean, a lot of the games that I'm winning, people are just handing me pieces. They're just handing me pieces. I can't complain about it, but let's say it's not the most instructive. But it should remind you how often that actually happens. It really does. Oh, someone, first time chatter. That's a 1000 elo move. Well, if you're a first time chatter, you're definitely coming out of the woodwork because you know that's a 1000 elo move. You must be 1000 elo. Must be. You must be speaking from experience. Okay. Are we gonna get this pawn for free? Nice little hanging peshki. No. He defended the pawn. I know it shouldn't really be a big deal, but... Oh, no, no, no. B3. We've seen that move before, right, guys? Well, we dealt with a pretty serious guy last time we saw it. So when I see this, I'm just going to play the move c5 because it correlates so nicely to opening up the diagonal for this bishop. Let's take... I want to see that bishop opened up. What if he went e5? I would probably take it. Knight takes e4, utilizes the pin. This is exactly why we played c5. Let's see if it works. He could just make a move that guards it, but very likely is bishop e2. And just kind of walking into that. But he does play bishop here, which is a good move. It's a good move. Still, I can make some threats, though. For example, queen a5. Seems to make some threats. Now, it's not perfect, but I think we can play it knight takes e4. It ain't perfect. Still playable, though. Because we have bishop a6 at the end. Takes, takes. If he takes, then bishop c6. But if he plays bishop c6, like a high T guy, maybe bishop takes, bishop a8, bishop takes, queen takes, bishop a6. Could be seeing that on the board, but no, he's gonna take here, and now my queen defends that, so it's all good. It's all good. Let's get my pawns all protected. Something like e6 next, just like a nice stable pawn chain. Other option is e5. Push it forward, baby. I think I like the look of that. e5, going for e4, f5, connect all the pawns. That depends, Man of Steel. Are you gonna watch live and on YouTube? If I say yes to YouTube, then maybe you might take off knowing that you're gonna see it later on YouTube, you know? I wanna make sure we're on the same page here. Can't be losing live viewers, you know? Because they're spoiled. They think it's gonna be on YouTube later, you know? No big deal. Had to be a little careful of e4 because our queen was in a precarious position. Takes. See if we can connect in time. He's got a lot of ways to try to break down the pawns, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some of those moves. This is a pretty satisfying pawn structure. Like, he's trying to break it down, but I've got more pawns, you know, where that came from. f4 and e3 is pretty tempting. That's like a permanent pass pawn position. So I think I might cash this nice pawn structure in for a new one. And this will get us over 1100 here. Go us. Yes. Now it's about connecting these pawns on the dark squares. A new chain has been formed. I mean, both look pretty good, honestly. Bishop takes. I like bishop takes. And at this point, you know, after a move like that, oh, let's take here. I don't even think we're gonna lose this pawn. Yeah, let's keep it. Oh yes, the aesthetics. The aesthetics have been achieved. Oh, feels bad. Don't do it to me, brah. You're gonna ruin my nice chain. Oh well. It was good while it lasted. I don't think there's any cool way to keep it. Maybe I could, well, it's pretty risky. Here. Trying to find a way to, because he can play rook takes d4 next, so unfortunately I think I have to lose my chain, but I think we did well. It's not going to get any better than this, so. I think we can cash her in. Oh, wait, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm making a queen now, bro. So now we got the king cut off. This is happy days. King can't get back to that e pawn. Rook e5. I think it's time for this. And rook e6. After rook e6, we'll be threatening e2, e1, so I think that'll do it. Check. Maybe let's go this way, and we'll play e2 and rook there. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, he's a checker, huh? Wait, what if I go here? Is he still a checker? Is he, now he shouldn't. Like, he should cut his losses and go down there. Oh, no. You can't check me now. I tricked ya. The king and pawn endgame, we're happy about. We're gonna go around the long way. Because he can never step up in the position. When you have a protected pass pawn, you know for a fact that the king has to go in front. So, I mean, this is a real winner here. I wish there was a way that I could win all these pawns, like, just nicely. Because if here, then king e3 he can take, so I have to be a little bit careful. Jack. Jack. Well, his name's Will Lose for Whiskey. I have a lot of respect for a name like that. Maybe that's what happened here. I paid him in whiskey. GG's. Will lose for whiskey. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you can do so right here. And don't forget to click that bell and turn the post notifications on. And if you're looking for more of the King's Indian speedrun, you can check it out right here. Thanks for watching.